My name is Ferkashi. I'm a digital artist from Mexico City. I My specialty is digital art, and I've been recently just selling my merch into local markets and into conventions. I really like I really like Oriental and culture, and I try to integrate it in my art
Hmm.
with the monsters, the characters, and I also do anime fan arts and many
Hmm.
many other things. And of course, I like to make Dungeons and Dragons characters, and that's kinda of my specialty. It's very
It's
colorful,
it's
as
very
you can see.
amazing, and like it just looks beautiful. Even when you draw like monsters and stuff, it's just like full of like you can touch it. You know.
Yes, I try to make it as detailed as possible. I don't know. I've always focus on little things, little details, even
Hmm.
when our creatures or magical um, humans. Like I just like to make it as with many textures, with many details. I don't know, maybe to make it as realistic as possible, even
And
if
you
they are not real. I really like the Ollitla project, so because a lot of things that I saw, I really like the idea, the conception of all um, these people that are researching the artist, and I really was enthusiastic to work on it from the beginning. And to be honest, the process here has been very rewarding. I
oh,
really like what has been created since the beginning, and I like to see the progress of every artist, the research behind everyone, and I really like the concept. The whole concept is particularly like unique,
and I
very
think I
very
can tell you
unique.
this: people like seeing you post your art too. You know.
Yes, I've seen that a lot of people just really like to see the pieces where are like finished when the vision is complete, because these things are very complex to just imagine, right? Dungeons and Dragons and the like Asian culture from Mexico City,
Hmm.
or from Mexico in general, from Latin America,
Hmm.
that is very like complex, very interesting to just imagine how these two worlds can just collide
And
and
we're not
create
used to
something.
like, and we don't know what that looks like as much because it's not in like popular culture
Yes,
so much. Like if you tell
exactly.
someone, imagine a European village with farmers and peasants, you could picture that probably. We all can because
Yeah,
we see so much media and fantasy. But then you say, picture a village near Tenochtitlan, and people are like, what's that like? You know?
yes, exactly. Like there are many things that even us, we don't have it as really complete in a complete image in our head. Many of the codex were burned down, like
They were
in
burned. There were a
yes,
few that survived, but there were so many that were destroyed.
exactly. And we have, of course, the people that are remaining, that just are like the remaining of all that culture is so few, and of course the spotlight is not always there,
Hmm.
with all the culture, the original people from here, and all, well, all that is very unknown in
Hmm.
certain aspects, and it's like very, it's hard to imagine just how that can translate into images, but
Hmm.
we've been working with description, with visual references, and I think everything is coming together. I see it, I see
Hmm.
how a Dungeons and Dragons can be done like in our culture, in our
Mm-hmm.
like whole universe.
Exactly.
Center in Mexico. Yes, center in Mexico, center in the Latin cultures.
Mm-hmm.
It is perfect. It's a perfect match, but it's difficult just to conceive
Because it
like
hasn't been done
visually.
before. So that's why it's kind
No,
of
no,
hard,
no.
you know?
Yeah, and I really like the project because it is like a challenge. All the people that are working are really researching, are really like
Yeah,
bouncing ideas,
we're
and
doing our best.
yes, and even debating the sources and the all the things that you are putting into words,
Yeah,
so it can
exactly.
be done.
Like
Yes,
the Tlahuelpuchi, they're like conflicting accounts of what they do, or like Jaime, one of the other writers, was saying, "Well, that's a myth that's based on Spanish
sure. Yeah.
Christianity," and it's very complicated, but we're doing our best.
With my relationship with Dungeons and Dragons, it's quite new. When it was the great event of the
You mean the
2019.
pandemic?
Yeah, that thing.
Mm.
That thing that make us be in our homes,
Oh
like bored
yes.
to and worried and very like
Mm-hmm.
it was a dark time. But Dungeons and Dragons came into my life because I just one day said like to my friends, what if we just make a campaign and see what goes from there?
Yeah.
And of course, none of them had like the experience, and I was like, let me see if I can be a dungeon master
Oh,
and
you were the
let
dungeon master.
yes, I was the dungeon master then, and maybe I don't have all the experience like necessary, but I tried to make it work, and it was it sounds cheesy, but it was magical.
No,
Like
that's
it
great.
was
That's great.
very, very
And I
magical.
say this, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since third edition. We're in fifth edition. I played in
Oh,
third edition almost 20 years ago. That's how old I am. I was in high
oh my
school.
god.
And let me tell you, it
Oh,
doesn't matter how much you know or how long you've been playing. That doesn't matter. I know this is going to sound cheesy. You just need the passion. If you Yeah, you need to know how to play the rules and be good at storytelling, but if you have the passion, then you can build all that on top of it, you know?
yes. Yes, exactly. I think that was like a thing that I discovered, that the passion and just the will to play something, to create something, maybe from zero, or to just make everyone participate in something like as big as a medieval world, just created from nothing. It's very, it's I don't know,
It's
it's great.
it's not only it's a story, a great story, but it's a story that you and your friends are a part of, you know?
Yes. Yeah, and the characters and all the creation that comes into that, I'm fascinated to see when people just play with the characters and they develop them and they really make a bound with them. It's like a really special connection with their characters. Of my of the people that I've played with, like maybe without even knowing some things, we try to incorporate, the culture, all the Mexican culture
Mm-hmm.
into our games, even if it just for jokes, even if it just for like coincidentally, we include that thing in our games, the settings, some characters, like there are maybe pop figure characters that we are like
Oh, we've
including
all done
sometimes.
that. We've all done that.
Yes, and it feels special, when it's like from your culture, from Latin
Mm-hmm.
America. It's fun, it's special, and this is like a really great opportunity for the people that are like, I love medieval, maybe
So do I.
settings and all that, but something like center in the ancient world of Latin America, it's going to be very special. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
be something that like feels more of your own, feels more I don't know, even like
Mm-hmm.
playfully, just uh, maybe can be something to explore your own like roots, your own culture. I think it's a really great opportunity. I think a lot of people would love to be in this project. I think that it is quite like a new. It is not maybe a new concept, but the combination of Dungeons and Dragons and this and our culture, it's fascinating. It's something that maybe can be a ground for a very creative like Dungeons and Dragons setting, but at the same time as a fantasy concept, I really think it is like a, an amazing like an opportunity. I think a lot of people would love to be in this project because it is a very creative and quite new combination of things. Maybe it even sorry, maybe it's not original, but it is. Well, I don't know how to say it. Sorry.
I can say this actually. We
Yeah.
are we're probably we're not the first people. I'm not gonna. I don't think. I think since D&D has been around, there's been
Yeah.
someone who's thought, what if it wasn't just Europe? What if it was, So no, we're not the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
people. But also, I'm not sure you know this, but in 1991
Mhm.
there was a D&D product called Maztica, and
Oh my God! Yes, I know what about that thing. Yes.
but I mean,
Yes.
I don't want to make fun of it. I don't care. It's in the past.
Yes.
It's not coming back, I'm sure. But like, it was written from a colonial perspective, and they weren't
Yeah.
trying to like insult. They weren't trying to be disrespectful.
No. No.
But it wasn't great.
No.
And I'm not
It
saying we're
was
so
quite
good, we're
okay.
the best, but I think
Mhm.
our perspectives, where we're coming from, and
Sure.
our background, and our
Yes.
expertise, we can do better.
For sure, like our background and our own, the all the development that has been done all these years to include like different cultures, it's very like important to put into perspective because we can do it maybe not the incredibly right way, but we can make it as informed, we can make it as like rightfully,
I think we are.
we
I'm going to correct you. We are doing it the right way. We're not doing it the perfect way because nothing's perfect.
exact.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course. Yeah,
Nothing's
many
perfect.
things can be like just said about anything that comes from historic like backgrounds,
Hmm.
like we don't have the perfect movie or book that maybe bases of things that have to be historically accurate,
Hmm.
but with all these things, with all these researchers and artists, like we can make a product that it is ours, that it is something that other people can just enjoy and appreciate the all the things that are being done, all the research, all the visual like details that maybe if you are from this culture, maybe that if you have done all the research, you can see that it is, you know um maybe how to say it like in English. Sorry.
That's okay. But I want to say
Maybe,
while you're thinking
yeah.
of it, um, I had the idea for the book, and I think we all agree, all the writers and all the team, that this book is for everyone.
Um, my favorite thing, it is the Axiwipan market.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
it
big
is.
piece.
Yes, it was a big piece, but I really enjoy drawing it. It is a really like very. I don't know
So many
if
details.
nostalgia. Yeah, it is a big illustration. I think, considering the other ones that I'm doing, but it has a very lively like scenario. It is like the market, like the tianguis from here, and I don't know, like a lot of the artists told that they can even smell some things there, you know?
That's I could tell. No, I agree with that because it's an action scene. It's not like a fight scene, but it's alive. It's moving. You can hear it. You can smell it. It's going on. It's not just like frozen in place like statues. You know, they're doing stuff, and it's not like wow, but it's also like not like still.
Yeah,
Am
yeah,
I making sense?
sure. Yes, for sure. I think that I wanted to capture the like the sense of the markets here in Mexico, the
Oh.
modern markets. I really like to go to these markets. These are very local, and you can go to any to any state, to any like town, and you have these little markets that you can see and find in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
these
stalls.
are, yes, exactly. And these are very like iconic, these
Are
are very iconic markets.
with the
And
tortillas and the and the
yes,
and the
we
fruits.
have we have a lot of things now. I think it's like a whole new scenario now in modern days, but you can see it like a parallel version with this type of ancient markets. Maybe there were many things that are not are not been selling right now in the markets,
Well, it's also
but
like they didn't have like electronics back then, so there's a
sure.
difference.
Like you have everything you can imagine there in the markets nowadays. You have like makeup, toys, electronics, fruit, vegetables, like
But the
micheladas. You have
but
everything.
the marketplace is good because it's not like Amazon where you order online and it comes to your home. It's a place where you need to shop, you need to buy and sell, but you
Yeah, yeah,
also meet people. It's socialization, you know.
exactly. And I wanted to capture that in the drawing because a lot of people go there, of course, to buy necessities, to buy some things that are essential for their lives. But at the same time, they go there to just hang out, to play, maybe as the kid in the centerpiece.
Yes, exactly. And I knew when I asked this, I knew we had to have this piece, and it was one of the first pieces that I knew we wanted to have because it's yes, you're gonna play. You're not gonna play as a tortilla maker. You're probably gonna be a
Yes,
wizard or a fighter or something. But
sure,
like,
yes,
I want it to be a real world because I really
yes,
hate fantasy worlds. I think it's weak world building and writing when it's just like there's the heroes and the heroes and the villains and the villains and the heroes and villains fighting each other, and I'm like, what are people who makes the food that the heroes eat? Who
yes,
runs the world? Is it just a big playground for heroes and villains to fight each other? Where's the
yes.
world? Who runs it? What's it like? What's life like in between downtimes? You know?
Yes, I think these places are the heart of many adventures. When you go into a new town, when you go into just to explore with the people of your party, these type of places are the heart
Also, I want to
of
correct
everything.
myself. Maybe you are a tortilla maker, but you also can be a wizard.
Sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I think all these people really make a rich like world building.
Yeah, no, but as you were saying,
And
yeah, you
yes,
come to a town, it's not empty. It's not just
yeah,
here, sleep here, buy your weapons and potions, it's like people live in the town.
sure. And I think that reflects the culture, the food, even just maybe the fashion, all the fashion, the things that they can buy, like possibly what they can make with many things. And I don't know. It was a really entertaining piece to just illustrate
And I
because I
love
have to research
and I
and I
love
have
that
to do this.
it shows the diversity of the people and not just the fantasy species like there's an orc and there's a human and there's a dwarf, you know? There's like
Yes.
all sorts of people and I love that piece too because it represents the diversity of the world and the setting and the city and you know?
Yes, I think that I really like it because of that, because it really shows many people from many backgrounds, and you can even imagine what how do they end up there, why do they sell, how's their life,
Hmm.
and I think these type of scenes are very very important to just represent any adventure, any fantasy setting, or in real life these type of places really are necessary, are essential in our culture. My whole life I've been drawing, so it's been a thing that I've been doing for years, and I just did it for fun. I was self-taught, and I had the privilege to go to a couple of workshops and a couple of courses
Hmm.
with the help, of course, of my family and
Hmm.
the people that recommended to me. And I just been doing this my whole life. But of course, as anything, as any skill, maybe it's been mostly self-taught.
Really? You didn't go to
I
art college or anything?
No, I wanted to go, but of course, it's the great debate.
No, no, I get
Like,
it. I get
do
it.
do I, yes,
Even
do I
everywhere,
go
art,
to a
everyone's like
school?
art school. Or, what are you gonna do for work? It's so
Exactly,
expensive.
like exactly. It is quite expensive. Like, I've even known people that are really struggling in art school because
Everywhere.
the materials are like
Oh God, the
immensely like
materials like
they're
paints and pastels and the
all
palettes. That's expensive.
expensive. Like, it is quite the decision, and it is very brave to go there.
Oh,
If
and no, it's
you are
great,
in
but I
this
understand why
state.
you don't either. Some people don't. But so
Yes,
you're
is it?
mostly you took some courses, but you're self-taught.
Yep, I am self-taught. I actually studied for, communications,
Oh.
and I graduated from there like a long time ago. But I really, I have my, this conflict about, do I want to do something that I studied many years, or do I want to do something that I really like, that I maybe have done all my life, and maybe even if it's not, like great, if it's not monetarily like good or great for me, do
Mhm.
I want to still do it? And yes, I just chose that path. Like, for now, of course, things can change, things can go
I
wrong,
mean,
but
it's your decision. I think your art's great. And you should keep doing it. And I wish you, I wish it was. I wish all artists could make a living off of it. But it's just hard in our society, you know.
yes, it is. It is really hard. Like, I don't. As I said, I really admire the people that go to art school, and even with this, this in these times, and in general, like, it is a career that it is beautiful and it is hard.
Hmm.
But of course, I had to put another priorities into into
Hmm.
consideration. But of course, all this stuff that I've been doing all my life, that I've been self-taught, and that I've been, like, nurturing,
Hmm.
all the art that I do maybe can be something bigger that I was expecting. I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting to have, like, my first commission, for example, right? That sort of thing, it's like very, very positive.
I
You
hope you don't
get
mind that I'm giving you a
inspired.
lot of commissions now.
Don't worry, I love to be commissioned, and I really enjoy to make something as creative as this. There are commissions that are memorable, and there are really, like,
I know.
great,
That's
and
the
I
thing
think
about a commission.
these
You
are.
get, you don't pick it. The person paying picks it.
Yes, sure. And like, luckily, I just encountered this project, and thanks a lot for including me, because I'm
Hmm.
making something.
Thanks for
I
joining. I'm
am.
glad to have you.
Yes, thank you. I think I'm combining two things that I love. Dungeons and Dragons and art, and of course, if it's in my own culture, like, that's perfect. That is like the perfect combination, you know?
But personally, for me, I've made a few books before, Dungeons and Dragons books, and I like them a lot. I had a lot of fun. But
Mhm.
this for me is combining two things I love: exploring and studying and showing my love of my Mexican heritage, and making Dungeons and Dragons stuff. You know?
Yeah, that is like so fun. It's a really a fun project, and I don't know, the creativity, it is everywhere, you know? It is Dungeons and Dragons, it is Mexican culture. Like, what else can you want to try? It is an incredible setting. It is very well researched. There are many talented artists,
I
and
know.
of
I'm
course,
talking to one of
you
them.
know,
A lot of good art in the book.
yeah, thanks. And of course, all the races, the all the creatures and settings are very original. You are not going to see this anywhere else. Like,
Yeah,
trust me. Yes,
that's why
everything here.
I feel like no one's done this. Well, I'll do it. you know?
Yes, exactly. Like, this is going to be a very. I don't know if I want to exaggerate, but I think it's
No,
going
you're
to
not
be
exaggerating.
groundbreaking.
In fact, you're not saying enough. Say it.
Yeah, yeah. This is going to be groundbreaking for not only Dungeons and Dragons, but RPG games in Latin
Yes.
America and maybe everywhere, because this is something that you don't see like every day. You know, it is part of course, a very rich culture, but at the same time you have the opportunity to make a Dungeons and Dragons setting that doesn't feel like anything else.
I know.
I,
I saw a couple
yes.
recent Kickstarters, and they look. I saw a couple ones recently, and they look
Yep.
really cool. One's based on Slavic culture in Russia. Great.
Mhm.
One's based on Ireland and Irish culture. Great. A long time back, there was medieval King Arthur Britain. Great. But where's
Yeah.
Aztec Mexico?
Yes, exactly. I think that this is something that maybe you are like thinking in the back of your head, like, how can we make Dungeons and Dragons more like more rich, more entertaining,
hmm
more like different? And this was a great answer. This was a good combination, because not only you have the the setting of a culture that you are not very familiar with, but you have something that you can play with, and you can see the inspiration, and you can make your homebrew adventures with this as well. I think that there is a very like fertile ground to make a homebrew with this, and really just go for it. Make some heroes and things, and make your own research, because that's the thing. If you want to do it, maybe just go blind. But if you want to make your own research, your own heroes, you want to include like historical figures, like accurate, you can do it, and it's going to be like fascinating.
You know what I want to
Like,
say? Because you said this
yes.
earlier. You said I'm very lucky to be on the project. Because you're right. Not everyone's on the project. There's so many artists out there, and I only have like 8 or 7 or so. You know.
Mhm.
But here's the thing: you can all join the project, everyone, by adding
Yeah.
your stories, your characters, your adventures in the setting that we're giving to you. You
Yes,
know.
exactly. You can be part of this world. You can like, I know history nerds, like Mexican history nerds, that would go crazy with this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very like um, it's going to be a nice addition to your library. If
Yes.
you play Dungeons and Dragons, you want to try it, or you want to just explore a new system, a new yes, a new system with new things, with new like races, backgrounds, and all that stuff, you can just try this,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's going to be fascinating. I'm reading some of the description, and the settings, and I am really like excited for the future.